Welcome back to Advertising Champions, brought to you by the Daily Ad Brave. I am your host, David Benfield. On this show, we speak to a panel of advertising experts to give you some tips or tricks of the trade to make you an expert yourself. And joining me today, I have Brian, Cliff, and Devin. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Real well.
Awesome, man. Great to be here. Thanks.
All right. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us, gentlemen. Brian, we're just going to jump right to it, man. So what challenges do you encounter when you buy digital ads that you don't see when purchasing ad space in, say, broadcast, news, or television?
Yeah, well, I've been in this space for all of our holdings since the late 90s when digital advertising came into its effectiveness. And it's the same problem in accountability on where the money's being spent, the return on that money, and then building a consistent audience base that you can go back to and revisit and remarket to. So it's always getting that message out there and catering to the audience that you want to acquire.
Right. And Cliff, do you encounter similar issues with that, or like similar kind of situations?
Yeah, I work with a lot of small business providers, and so most often they're really most interested in the digital space over more traditional types of advertising. But yeah, I mean, I would echo the problems that Brian is discussing, making sure you get out in front of the right people. It's super hard, I think, for mere mortals to kind of understand the digital space these days.
Gotcha. Devin, you're up. What do you think?
Yes, sir. I mean, this ever-changing world that we live in is just tough to keep up with all the trends and what's going on. So I would say digital ad spend has been a tougher nut to crack for us as of late. Just the targeting is getting less and less. The ad spend's raising, so our cost per acquisition, cost per click seems to be going the wrong way. Of course, we try to keep that as minimal as possible, but sticking up with all these trends for any business owner is very tough. So we try to mitigate that and kind of bring back some of the old school marketing tied in with the digital marketing. So direct mail, direct marketing tied in with the digital ad spend seems to be a better 1-2 punch.
So you guys are finding success marrying some of the old school with the new school?
That's right. Yeah. So we love that tangible marketing aspect of things, and then marrying it together, the retargeting that you mentioned as well. So they're getting something that's tangible in the mail to them that is unique. It's different to grab their attention. And then all of a sudden they're starting to see you on social media as well as an authority figure. And I feel like those two things together, along with personal outreach and actually picking up the phone to call your prospects, that really seems to pay off big time for our clients.
Very cool. Cliff, so how do you see the digital ad world, the space changing over the next, we'll say 2 to 3 years, right? So what should we be looking out for?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that there's just more and more automation going on, more and more robots taking the lead. And the real challenge, I mean, that's one of the things I really like to try to do with folks, is to try to beat those robots at their game. But that's, kind of I was hinting at before, it's so hard for small business owners to actually kind of delve into this because these systems are so complicated now. So I think, we're looking at more complication over time, more conflict and more competition.
So Brian, how do you defeat the robots, man?
Oh, you got to have a real person at all times. I always think you need to have an in-house person representing your brand and your messaging. And if you're working with a third-party agency, one of the hardest things to do is to sit back and 100% rely on them to understand the culture of your company or brand and how to get that message out to the intended audience, whether it's a retail consumer or an enterprise client. Again, with our holdings, there's over 85 companies now operating in over 25 different industries. So it's always important that we get a genuine message out. These communities that we build, these audiences and customer bases that we build, they're not stupid. There's so much opportunity out there to go elsewhere with whatever product or services you're offering. And the best way to connect with them, and I like the message before with old school, my entire being is old school. There's certain business strategies, principles, and practices that are timeless. And it's being genuine and connecting with one customer. And my model is 1 gets you 2, 2 gets you 4, 4 gets you 8. And that multiplier really starts to kick in after you work hard, you cultivate a customer base, you nurture that customer base, and you show that you're providing value and you appreciate every dollar that they spend with you.
Excellent. Yeah, I like that a lot. Devin, so what has been, sometimes we're surprised by the things that we do, right? Sometimes you don't see that success coming, right? And you're like, wow, I can't believe that actually worked. So what was one of those moments for you guys where you're like, oh, wow, let's keep doing that because, it ends up being, a fantastic, opportunity for success. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I would say, back to, again, where my background is that direct marketing. So having that one piece that stands out, gets you on their radar. So we use a tool called Print-O-Vision. These are video brochures and video books. So it is that high technology piece, but it is in a tangible format. So that's been really the wow factor for us, has been doing that. And then with the outreach and the personalization, being able to talk one-to-one to the clients, that has really seemed to elevate the types of results that we're getting. So for instance, whether it's a interior decorator, contractor, if they're prospecting and going after big time clients and decision makers, you need to do something to wow them. So, just having that extra little touch, now they're going to start to recognize your brand, your information. So I would say, I'm just going to keep leaning on that, sending something tangible, and then doing the dynamic marketing online with the social media and the ad spend to really hone in on those people so they continue to see you. Testimonials are another great way. Video testimonials have been shining as well to get people more business and more people on board.
I can dig it. I like it. I like it when people actually connect with me personally as opposed to just treating me as a number. So Cliff, what do you got for us? What has been your big wow moment?
Yeah, so I really like what Devin was saying right there about that personal touch because, obviously anybody can drive a visitor to a website, let's say, but what kind of experience is the person going to have once they get there? I think, if you really make sure that you are catering to that client when they arrive and make sure that you guide them through the process, whatever your process is going to be, that's just been, very critical. Absolutely. And negative keywords.
Yeah. All right. And Brian, what about you? Aside from that super sweet skateboard behind you, what other kind of wows you got for me, man?
Well, as you grow your professional career and you have some track record, you start to build an arsenal of really supportive people and companies that want to be part of what you're doing. So what we do now is we wrap our offerings with some tremendous ambassadors, and these could be professional athletes, actors, entertainers, celebrities, people with a real voice, but they also have to really believe in the offering and the company and actually be part of it. And that's giving us instant credibility and a reach. And then you have to support it with all your traditional mechanisms. So it's print, digital, TV and film, even music, advertising and promoting. I always try to tie music into all of our offerings because besides food, it really is the only thing that connects a global community. And it gives that fire and momentum. And you look at all our other platforms that have succeeded, there was a music component that helped expedite their success, their onboarding of new downloads of apps or new customer bases. So it's all about the experience. We provide an exceptional message that's wrapped around with incredible people and give that end consumer a little bit of something special because, again, there's so much noise and opportunities out there. If you grab somebody's attention for a second, well, I want to try to keep them for 5 seconds. And what can I do to give them some more value for everything that they're participating in?
Wonderful. Guys, thank you so very much for joining us today. This has been incredibly insightful. I know everybody's watching this is going to be able to walk away with really, really good information. So I just want to say, Brian, Cliff, Devin, thank you so very much for joining us today.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Appreciate it, David. Thank you, guys.
Well, if you'd like to learn more about what these gentlemen are up to, you can head to dailyadbrief.com. There you're going to find all kinds of useful information and some more segments like these to help make you an advertising expert yourself. So until then, we'll see you next time. I'm David Binfield. Have a great day, guys.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.